DCarsonCPA on the lines. We've done a lot of high-level slides and talked about strategic things looking from the broader economy. We wanted to focus it back in on the entity level here for value. Talk about skills we have in the project management, business analyst, technology, ICT communications, financials, accounting, compliance, IT audit, corporate governance, data, financials, and control lines. The importance of these lines is that we can work with all these skills, navigate through the lines, and bring the best of each point to help on the overall value package in a CFO controller role or on the project roles, either in project management, business analyst, or technology roles. Would be on programming and strategic acts on that side, looking at ICT and communications lines, looking at the data, looking at the financials and how financial systems might be implemented, might be improved, or might be overlooked to make sure data and controls are working better within financial systems. That's a core sector of the skill and the interest to work with technology and the points of the bridge where business and technology needs connect. And then the strong business skills are financials, accounting, compliance from years of having owned those things from audit to CFO controlling plus C-level consulting, working with directors, working with managers, clients, vendors, key staff members, CPAs on the external side, attorneys, vendors, investment managers, a lot of different people. So the list goes on. We've worked with them in some capacity, working with financials on accounting, taxes, compliance, and managerial finance lines of accounting. When you look at the big picture, our interest is to work with the strategic cross skills because those bring value of perspective from many different ways to help on roles. But when we scope in, we focus on the entity line. Basically, the entity, it's about the directors at the board level, boards and directors, establishing lines of corporate governance, accountability. They're accountable to government and the regulatory line because everything in the entity rolls up to the board, and there's accountability to the government of boards as well as the entity and the people within the entity more and more these days. On the lines up here for markets, it's basically entities are accountable to markets, especially if they're public companies. They have all those specific lines of market accountability. They have, lines out to citizens because citizens are stakeholders and entities, as well as direct shareholders. And then those are the societal lines when we talk about citizens, the societal lines at home and abroad. So there's broad societal lines of accountability for entities and directors and things like that, the places where they have their footprint and touch. And you think about the entity lines, it's about the directors, the board of directors at the top, the different seats that are sitting on the board, the advisors on top. We can certainly help on advisory at the board level, but we can also help at many other levels of the business, so we wanted to present this. For C-level executives, for CEOs, COOs, CFOs, CIOs, CTOs, CROs, the list goes on. Anyone in the C-suite, there's something of value we can add to help them out. That includes corporate counsel and legal support because we have full legal research, and other people that are in key roles. As we map in, it's economics, financials, taxation, accounting, compliance, the technology, the communications, and the overall lines and research that map in. But they're really now talking more about the entity lines where we come into. And on entity lines, you're kind of looking at the legal entity itself, the data lines, the financials, the audio-visual data within the business. We want to mention that because not all business knowledge is financial or text-driven. Those audio and visual lines also have data in them, and how they travel in and throughout your business is important. And at some point, AI will catch up to map out the vocal transcriptions, which it may already do in some places, and put that out into additional knowledge capital in your business. When you start thinking about project management and business analysis lines, it's about an awareness of information. It may be some small segment of the project, but the more you know about information at work in your business is the broader the way you can help. And that information typically interlinks to financials and accounting. As an example, you might have sales data and sales contact information. Well, if you can help connect sales and financials, you get a better way to drive sales. You know about existing clients. There's a whole lot of knowledge, and it may be segmented out or it may be very much together in a smaller business, but we can help on all those lines. So as we think about the entity lines, it's to support C-level executives, to support management, and to support staff. Most likely in staff, we're in there to help in a training role, a development, to lead a small staff and a project team, or these can be about permanent roles if that's what you need in economy and financials. Ultimately, the entity line supports clients and vendors, and it also has a line out to shareholders in the economy financials, value maximization, also accountability because you have societal stakeholders, and that leads back to government and the rules and regulations that guide entities. So I'm Dean Carson. This is a simple line. We mentioned a lot of things here. As we start to mention these things, we continue to refine, bring out more value points, but we hope this is good for you in presenting some of the entity-level value points and the different skills we can help with. I'm Dean Carson. Plenty of information on the web at DCarsonCPA under our brand. Net, those lines are there to help leaders like yourself lead in the economy and financial. I'm here to help. Dean Carson, DCarsonCPA on the lines with support services. Thanks so much.